They ask you, not to learn information, not to gather another perspective. They assume you. They assume your presence implies agreement. They assume your proximity implies availability. They ask as if your agreement was already given. They do not consider that your goals might differ from theirs. That possibility never enters the request. Not because it is rejected, but because it does not register. The request is not shaped around you. It is shaped entirely around to what they want. It is framed as reasonable, as practical, as the obvious next step, given the facts, the context, the information they have. And those facts feel sufficient. That context complete. That information decisive. There is a quiet confidence beneath the request, a presupposition that the situation has already been understood, that nothing essential remains unseen. The asking carries an unspoken authority. This is simply how things are. And because of that, the possibility of error never appears. If pressed, they would agree immediately. Of course, people differ. Of course, individuals have their own goals and conclusions. Everyone knows that. And yet, their behavior demonstrates the opposite. Their actions continue to assume sameness. Their requests proceed as if that knowledge had no practical consequence. The insight exists, but it does not operate. And in that gap between what is acknowledged in thought and what is enacted in practice, the blindness remains intact. And within that framing, difference disappears. They are not asking you to act against yourself. They are not asking you to sacrifice. They are asking you to act in a way that allows their interest to proceed. Whether that interest aligns with yours is not examined, not denied, not debated. It never appears as a consideration, as if the direction were already settled, as if the destination were always shared. Nothing in the request signals conflict. Nothing suggests another conclusion could be drawn from the same situation. It carries no bad faith, no evil intention, but also no sense that another desire might exist. They assume you will follow the line already drawn. They assume you are oriented the same way. They assume your role is to assist them, not to question them. You are not encountered as someone who might arrive elsewhere. You are encountered as someone who will help their arrival happen, not through manipulation, not through force, but through blindness. This is how one self advances itself through the other, without ever seeing the other as an independent self, not as a different center of intention, not as a someone, but as a something that can be relied upon to carry its interests forward. The other is not opposed, not confronted, not overridden. The other is simply not recognized as other. There is no awareness that two directions might exist, no pause to consider that the same information could lead somewhere else. Only one trajectory is visible, and everything near it is interpreted as support. This is not domination. It is not coercion. It is quieter than that. It is the inability of a being for itself to perceive another being for itself as a source of direction, rather than a surface of continuation. From inside this blindness, nothing improper appears to be happening. The requests feel neutral. The process feels natural. The progression feels justified. And this, more than anything, reveals the limitation of the one who asks. Not a lack of intelligence, but a failure of application. A belief in having seen enough to move forward without looking again. What is absent is not consent. It is recognition. Recognition that another center of direction was ever present at all. When that recognition is missing, nothing needs to be applied. Alignment was assumed where none was ever established.